What's up everyone? So if you tried accessing Twitter, ChatGPT, Uber, or literally thousands of other websites this morning and got hit with error messages, you weren't alone. A massive chunk of the internet just stopped working. And the culprit? Cloudflare. One of the biggest internet infrastructure companies in the world just had a major outage that took down some of the most popular sites on the web for several hours. Let's break down exactly what happened, why it happened, and what this means for the future of the internet. Alright, so here's the timeline. Around 11:20 UTC this morning, that's about 7 a.m. Eastern Time, users worldwide suddenly couldn't access a huge number of websites. We're talking major platforms here: X, formerly known as Twitter, ChatGPT, Uber, Letterboxd, and thousands of other sites that rely on Cloudflare services. If you tried visiting any of these sites, you probably saw error messages saying something like internal server error on Cloudflare's network. And here's the ironic part: even Down Detector, the website people use to check if services are down, was knocked offline by the very outage it was supposed to be tracking. You literally couldn't check if things were down because the outage checker was also down. Now, Cloudflare didn't stay silent. Just before 7 a.m. Eastern, they confirmed they were experiencing what they called internal service degradation. Within the first hour, they reported seeing a spike in unusual traffic to one of their services beginning at 11:20 UTC. This unusual traffic was causing errors for anyone trying to pass through their network. The outage hit some of their key services particularly hard. We're talking Cloudflare Access and Warp. Things got so bad that they actually had to temporarily disable Warp Access in London just to prevent the situation from getting worse. So what actually caused all this chaos? Here's where it gets interesting. The answer? A hidden bug. And not just any bug. What Cloudflare called a latent bug in their bot mitigation system. Now let me explain what that means. Cloudflare has these systems designed to protect websites from bots and malicious traffic, right? Well, there was a bug hiding in that code, just sitting there, waiting. And then someone made a routine configuration change, just a normal everyday update that happens all the time, but this time, that change triggered the bug and boom, cascading failures across their entire global network. It's kind of like having a tiny crack in a dam that nobody noticed, and then one day you adjust the water pressure just slightly and the whole thing breaks. That's basically what happened here. And to make things even more challenging, Cloudflare was already doing scheduled maintenance across multiple data centers when this hit: Los Angeles, Atlanta, Santiago, and Tahiti. So their engineering teams were already spread thin dealing with maintenance. And then this crisis lands in their lap. Now, here's the good news. Cloudflare's engineers moved fast. They identified the problem and pushed out a fix by around 1:04 p.m. UTC. By 10 a.m. Eastern Time, they announced that a fix has been implemented, and they believe the incident was resolved. They prioritized getting their Access and Warp services back online first, since those are critical security features for their enterprise customers. Error rates were back to normal levels by 1:13 p.m. UTC. The whole ordeal lasted about 3 hours from start to finish. Could have been worse, but 3 hours is still a long time when we're talking about thousands of websites being inaccessible. So what's the real lesson here? This outage is a perfect reminder of just how centralized our internet infrastructure has become. A single bug in one company's system can literally break access to thousands of websites simultaneously. We've basically built the modern internet on the backs of a handful of infrastructure providers like Cloudflare. And when one of them goes down, a massive chunk of the internet goes down with it. Alright, that's everything you need to know about today's Cloudflare outage. Were you affected by this? What sites couldn't you access? Let me know in the comments below. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.